Guilt varies according to the nature of the imputation made, the injury intended or effected, and the number of persons who hear it. E. Detraction or libel means making known the secret faults of another without just cause. It is commonly done by imparting uncharitable gossip, especially as a secret, hinting at things others do not know of a person, praising a person coldly so as to insinuate that he does not deserve that praise, seeking to lessen the merit of another's good acts, and so on. It is a sin against charity and justice. Quote, "Thou shalt not be a detractor nor a whisperer among the people." Leviticus 19:16. Quote, "Hast thou heard a word against thy neighbor? Let it die within thee." Ecclesiasticus 19:10. Quote, "Detract not one another. If thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge." James 4:11. The guilt of detraction depends on the character and position of the person who speaks, on the quality and position of the person spoken of, on the nature of the fault revealed, on the number of persons to whom it is made known, and on the injury done or foreseen. Sometimes, of course, it is lawful to reveal the faults of others when it is for their good, when it is necessary in order to prevent greater evil, when one's motive is pure, when there is no exaggeration, and when the revelation is made only to those who can remedy the evil. F. Tale-bearing is repeating to anyone what others have said about him. Quote, "The tale-bearer shall defile his own soul." Ecclesiasticus 21:31. Because it is the source of quarrels and animosities, the cause of misunderstandings and the loss of friendship. Tale-bearing is against charity, and its guilt will depend on the intention of the speaker in the injury done or foreseen. G. Backbiting is speaking of a person's faults, even though they be known to all. It is opposed to Christian charity. Quote, "If a serpent bite in silence, he is nothing better that backbiteth secretly." Ecclesiastes 10:11. Honest criticism may be perfectly lawful, but only too often it degenerates into backbiting and uncharitableness. H. Contumely, i.e., insults, raillery, and words of reproach offered a person in his presence. It may be a grievous sin. Quote, "But I say to you that whosoever is angry with his brother shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, a word expressing great indignation or contempt, shall be in danger of the council, the Sanhedrin, the supreme council and highest court of the Jews. And whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire." Matthew 5:22. I. Betraying secrets. The guilt of this depends upon the importance of the secret and the injury likely to follow its revelation. It may sometimes be lawful when the matter is trifling and no injury is feared, or when the consent of the person possessing the secret may be reasonably presumed, or when there is good and reasonable cause, e.g., to protect the common good. It could be grievously sinful to invade the privacy of another by reading his secret documents, or letters, or email, without the consent of either the recipient or the sender, or without legitimate authority to do so, or without just cause, because in so doing, a person is deprived of secrets which he has a perfect right to preserve. C.F. Prumer, Handbook of Moral Theology, Mercier Press, 1956, paragraph 296. 2. Restitution of another's good name is obligatory for sins of the tongue. A. One who has injured another by misuse of speech is strictly bound to make satisfaction as far as possible and without delay. This is a positive obligation which binds gravely if the injury done has been grave. This satisfaction usually entails speaking highly of a person's good qualities. B. Listening to all the above sinful uses of the power of speech is also forbidden, unless there is a just cause for doing so. Chapter 20. The Commandments of the Church. Are we bound to obey the Church? We are bound to obey the Church because Christ has said to the pastors of the Church, quote, "He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despiseth you despiseth me." Luke 10:16. What are the chief commandments of the Church? The chief commandments of the Church are, 1. To keep Sundays and holy days of obligation holy, by attending Mass and resting from servile works. 2. To observe the days of fasting and abstinence appointed by the Church. 3. To go to confession at least once a year. 4. To receive the Blessed Sacrament at least once a year, and that at Easter time. 5. To contribute to the support of the Church. 6. To obey the